Welcome, Ghost and Ghouls, to another episode of My Spooky Life. So, I tried recording with my regular high def, 1080p video camera now, or cell phone, and looks like the ghost had another idea, and they turned it off 10 minutes in. So, I'm doing a front-facing camera. It looks a lot better than my other camera anyways. So, I'm just gonna go do it like this. And it's getting late, so I have my very awful yellow light on because my white light is too dim and too far away to work. And there's like a little bit of natural sunlight outside, as you can see, but not enough. No. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over and do the video. Last episode, we're talking about how to get rid of spirits and low-level things with a white light that expands and will protect you and get rid of whatever, as long as you tell it you need to leave. I just did that, but as I will bring up a little later, I am kind of like a beacon for these kind of things. No matter how many times I get rid of them, they will return. New ones or the same ones, I don't know, but they'll come back. So there's no way for me to get rid of them permanently. It's just, I can't. So this is going to keep happening. But, it's a great quality camera. I love it. I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, yes. It's almost grain free and it's the front facing camera. I love it. Oh, I love it. Anyways, so what I want to talk about today is sleep paralysis. The difference between sleep paralysis and something that's supernatural. The main way I can tell the difference is from personal experience, because it's happened to me so many times. My younger sister has night terrors. I sometimes have them. That's just, my dreams are just so lucid and so crazy that I'll wake up screaming, laughing, or just saying something crazy like they're trying to feed me the stereo. So the difference I have noticed from sleep paralysis and something supernatural is from sleep paralysis, about 100% of the time I will wake up already unable to move. I'll wake up, I can't move, I start seeing shadows, I start freaking out, and I'm like, I'm not fully awake yet, and like that, it'll be gone. It's over. Cool. From when it's something supernatural, I've noticed that I'll wake up, I can roll over, get comfortable, things like that, and then I can't move. Usually when I notice that I'm not alone in the bedroom. Although I'm never really alone in the bedroom anyways, but when there's something non-human in the bedroom, that's when I'll notice. So, those to me is my explanation of how you can tell the difference. You already wake up with sleep paralysis, or you wake up, you can move around just fine, and bam, then you can't move. That's the biggest difference to me. And with the sleep paralysis, I can't move at all. With the supernatural, I can move just enough to touch something or someone else, and it'll stop. Right now, as I'm talking about this, there is a cold breeze right next to me, and my windows are closed, and the only thing on is a fan that I'm not even under, so there's no way I should feel a breeze at my shoulder level, even though I'm 5'2". It's the breeze from a ceiling fan would not hit me on shoulder level on just one side. So I don't know if you can see anything here. Let's pan over. No, nothing. Okay, so let's continue. So with sleep paralysis and the supernatural things, I want to touch with the whole shadows and how a lot of time when people experience sleep paralysis, we'll see shadows of men, people, demons, anything like that just coming towards them. And it's the reason why they can't move, something sitting on them, things like that. There's even a famous painting out there of a demon sitting on it. I believe it's a woman's chest and she can't move, and there's like a look of horror on her face, and that's, someone's interpretation of way back in the day of sleep paralysis. And a lot of the time, I've seen it too, you know, but once I'm aware that that's what's going on, they dissipate. And with the supernatural stuff, they continue to come closer. Like they've been, like I'll feel something brush against my face, and it's staring at me intensely. And what I used to do when I was 15, I was not 15. I had a cat, right here, rest in peace, named Genji, and he was, I guess you can say, my familiar. And I would stretch my leg out, and I could just barely move, and then as soon as I just barely touch him, I can move again. And to this day, I do the same thing. If I can just barely touch someone, my husband who sleeps, obviously next to me, I reach out and I grab his arm, or even it's just the tip of my finger. If I just barely touch him, I can move again. And usually I breathe heavy and I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. He wakes up, obviously, because I grabbed him. We turn on the lights and he does like a Reiki cleanse to get rid of whatever's in the bedroom. A lot of the times he doesn't see what I see, because I don't know if I was gifted with the sight. So I can see a lot of things that most people don't see. Like I said, I've seen multiple full body apparitions. And a lot of people who are in the business or have, with TV shows like that with supernatural encounters, or people just in general who experience things that are supernatural. Not too many of you guys actually see full body apparitions as often. There's a lot of shadows and a lot of orbs, but full apparitions, not too often. But I see that, and it's overwhelming. And again, I have to remind myself, it's nothing's gonna happen. It's all fine. And with sleep paralysis, it's all in your head. With the shadow people, it's always hard to you tell the difference between a shadow that your eye is creating in the dark. If you're in a dark room, you stare into any corner and you'll suddenly see something morphing and moving. And that's just your eyes playing tricks on you. On top of the fact that there's kind of a sense of scared and, it's dark, you see things. Now, being able to tell the difference between that and an actual shadow is difficult. And again, over the years, I've been able to tell the difference. I will turn on the light, turn it back off, turn it on, and just like that movie, it'll come closer and closer and closer to me every time I turn on and off the light. And that's my main way to know if there's really something there. Kind of sucks, because by the time you notice, it's like, okay, it's like in your face, leave the lights on. I'm getting goosebumps. With the whole shadows and the sleep paralysis, I'm gonna go ahead and touch on poltergeists. In the past, the basic, while living in Houston, the main form of poltergeist we've had, which for a while I thought they were gnomes, they weren't, is when I mentioned this in the last video. I'd set down a cup, turn around, turn back around, it's gone. It's in the kitchen now. And that's like one of the main things. Like things will be moved from one side to another. And that's how I know it wasn't gnomes. With gnomes, where things just disappear and you never find them again. But with that would happen a lot with our cups. My dad thought for the longest time that we were breaking them and not saying anything, but no, we weren't breaking them, they just disappear. Anyways, so with poltergeist, we've had a lot of that happen. I've gone into the kitchen and all the cabinets are open. That's my dog snoring. Give me 1 second. And we're back. He's awake. He's just having a dream. So, we'd find a lot of things missing, a lot of things being moved around. The cabinets in the kitchen would be wide open. And for the longest time, I thought it was my dad, because he had made a joke about it. Like, oh yeah, it looks like the Sixth Sense. Right? All the cabinets are open. Then he'd close them, like, in that same while. And I noticed that he does that a lot. He would go into the kitchen, look for something, for some snacks or whatever, find it, leave, come back later for something else, and then he'd close all the cabinets. So he'd leave them open, come back 10 minutes later, and then close them. It still bothers me when something like that happens, because I need to know if it's someone opening it or if it's a poltergeist, which is a big deal. But so that happens a lot. You know, our bedroom door would open, it would close, we'd hear knocking, and for a while it really had me going. There was raccoons in the attic of the apartments, and they would scratch right above my bed, and that freaked me out the most. I was like, what is that? Why is it only above my bed? And then, you know, my dad came in one night and he heard it, and he's like, they're probably raccoons. And like I said, we lived in the forested area, heavily forested area. And yeah, eventually we moved apartments for whatever reason, and we had access to the attic, and we went up there, and sure enough, you can see nests of where the raccoons were at, and we'd see dead mice, dead hamsters, I'm pretty sure, lost pets. And so that put me to rest really well. I was like, okay, good. It was just raccoons. It wasn't a demon specifically after me trying to dig his way through the ceiling and come and get me while I'm asleep. So poltergeists, sleep paralysis, kind of go hand in hand, because it's something, well, not really sleep paralysis because something supernatural, and poltergeists kind of go hand in hand because it's something in your house that shouldn't be there, that's interacting with you and draining your energy. With that, again, the best way to get rid of it is with that light. If you want to contact your local priest or anything, someone you want to do some kind of prayer, do it. You know, do whatever you feel will help and make you comfortable. Ed and Lorraine would often do that. They would have a priest, you know, bless the area and things like that, if you really feel like it's gotten that bad. Alright guys, so we're continuing from the last video. It cut off just as I was going to end it, which is, it's okay. My battery died, so I'm hoping that's just all it was and it wasn't something spooky. But we'll see. We'll keep recording with this new camera, and if there's any type of issues, I'll know for sure that it's not the camera at all. It's gonna be something around here. And again, if you feel like things are getting really bad, go ahead and seek help. Trust me, you do not want to whip out a Ouija board. You don't want to call a psychic. Those are horrible ideas. Psychics, you know, other than it's hard to tell which one's a fraud, they're drawing information from somewhere you don't want, and I'll go over that in the next video. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Please comment, subscribe, share, and like the video, and stay spooky.